Are you guys ready for chapter 5? Welcome to Story Time with Mimi Michelle. We are reading from chapter 5 today, and the title is Lights Out. Now, London has checked herself, or Taurus has checked her sister in to the shoulder rehabilitation center, and this is her first night there. So let's just get into it. Are you ready? Knock knock was the sound I heard before my dorm door opened. Hi, my name is Jan Hemingway, one of the doctors here on staff. I am here to take your vitals before lights out, she said as she began taking my temperature and checking my blood pressure. Lights out is at 9:30 and breakfast starts at 7 a.m. and it ends at 11 a.m. And if you miss breakfast, then you don't eat. The group meets every day at noon and the one-on-one counseling starts at 2 p.m., which you must schedule. Then she told me that if I wanted to be released on the 7th day, I needed to have a total of 8 counseling sessions, 4 group and 4 one-on-one sessions. I guess she could see I had an attitude because she said, "Look, Miss Devereaux, you will get out of this exactly what you put into it. What you get out of this journey is all up to you. You can take this program seriously or end up doing the same foolishness. The choice is yours." As she headed to the door, I asked her, "When will I be able to have visitors?" She smiled and said, "Anytime after the 7th day, Miss Devereaux. Now set your alarm and get some rest. You have a long day ahead of you." I looked at her and politely mumbled "bitch" under my breath as I set my alarm because a sister gotta eat. It's funny how hungry you become when all the drugs are finally out of your system. I fluffed my pillow and laid in my bed and prayed. As defiant as I was tired, and I needed God more than ever. God, if you hear and still love me, please help me. After restlessly tossing and turning for a bit, I finally fell asleep. As I slept, I began having visions of my past and all the shit I had gotten into, like that summer of 1984. I had been dating Mr. B for a while and was well aware of what he did for a living. This particular day, we were at the Birmingham. I was behind the bar as the fellas were discussing business as usual. They were trying to figure out how to move their shipment from Chicago to Las Vegas. Before I knew it, I said, "Shit, I can do it. I could just get on the plane with it. I'm young, cute, and nobody would know the wiser." Then Cecil, one of the guys that worked for Mr. B, said, "Bitch, mind your business. Don't you see grown men talking?" Before I knew it, Broderick had pulled out his pistol and placed it right on Cecil's temple, took it off safely, and said to him, "Don't you ever again in your life call Shorty out of her name or disrespect her in any way. Or I promise you, nigga, that will be the last words you speak before I blow your brains out." Do I make myself clear? Shit, this girl has more heart than most of these niggas here out here on the street. He didn't even look at me. He just shook his head and said, "Yeah, man, I got it." After that, nobody, and I mean nobody, said anything else to me ever again. "Shorty," Broderick said, "if you were going to do it, how would you pull it off?" I would just put the shit on my person and board the plane. He looked at me and said, "Show me." I came from behind the bar, walked over, unbuttoned his shirt, and demonstrated it on him. "Hold out your arms," I said. I would simply wrap myself in the dope and tape it to my body underneath my clothes. As I rubbed his chest as if to place the drugs on his body, I looked him deeply in his eyes seductively and said, "I am young and I am cute. No one would ever expect an attractive young woman to be running dope in the airport." This excited him and made me feel powerful, like I had earned his respect. And I was right, because for years I did just that. Move dope. By now, I had begun to use cocaine. So before each trip, after smoking a little weed with a little blow, a bitch was fearless. I was too high to be scared, yet sober enough to keep a steady head. You could say I was too busy being stupid and crazy in love. For years, I didn't see how I ended up in jail, or dead for that matter. But I know it was only God's grace and mercy and my mama's prayers that kept me.